This is J Kwest. These are my 24/7 HH King bars. This is natural. Who you think came through knocking down our people? Same people had slaves build cathedrals. Same people with the whip. Same people with the script wrote Eve and told us women were evil. Same people who burn witches for being different. That Sapphire and Aunt Jemima, the same difference. No matter how much, even as a pastor, I want to claim that my faith is perfect and all of that, but I got to be real about it, that a lot of this misogyny and sexism that happens against women, a lot of this violence that happens against women comes from the church, and the church perpetuates that. And I can't even say them, I got to say us, you know, like I'm a part of that. And so I'm trying to do something about that and try to do something better. But the first thing we got to do is tell the truth before we can move forward towards healing. Emily Towns is one of the dopest womanist writers, and talks about these images of black women that are put before us in the media, and we don't even notice them, these stereotypes of women that are perpetuated all across movies and TV and everything. One is of the Sapphire character. Another is like the Aunt Jemima, the big mammy Aunt Jemima character. And even though they might not be those names, Sapphire, Aunt Jemima, you still see those even in our favorite TV shows, even in like shows that are supposed to represent us and be directed by us. But when they go to portraying women, we see that they're using these same old stereotypes that in actuality might be entertaining, but if a young girl is watching that, she's seeing this is the way that people have told me I need to be because of my color and because of who I am in this world. To think of themselves either as a sex symbol, or to think of themselves as a servant of men, or to think of themselves as second class and inferior in this world. Those are things that I learned, and thank God I learned them, have come from being taught that, but it's not the truth about it. These are some of the issues that are in front of us, and sometimes we don't even notice it. Like, this stuff is happening and being served to us on a plate, and we're not even critiquing it. We're just asking, do we like it or not? And the line, lay on the ground or stay in your place, that's the same prison. Because I feel like for women, I mean, I can only speak as a man, but like the same thing the police are telling us in terms of lay on the ground. You belong to me. I tell you what to do. It's the same thing that a lot of women hear in their churches. They hear it in their homes. They hear it everywhere they go in their jobs, that you do what I tell you to do. And that to me is another kind of prison that we use to keep our women in chains. We aspire the image they put in front of our faces. Lay on the ground and stay in your place. That's the same prison that I can't visit. It's fiction. It had me lost. Man, I ain't going like United dragged me off. Bump that, your eyes beautiful as is. Pecola, but she ain't happy till she found him. I roll up. So Pecola is a character in Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, which is one of my favorite books. And it talks about the story of this young girl who just has no self-worth. She just looks at herself and hates everything that she sees. To be able to tell her and all the other young girls who look on Instagram and might see somebody else and say, I want to be them, I want to look like them, oh, I'm ugly, or oh, I'm not cool, oh, I'm overweight, or whatever, to be able to at least have some appreciation for who they are, to be able to look in the mirror and love themselves, to realize you don't need the blue eyes. Pecola, your eyes are beautiful as is, and not to look at yourself as needing to find somebody else, whether it's a man or a partner or whatever, you know, to complete you, but that you are complete because like God made you, and that's it. That's all we need right there. Everything from there, we just build from there. And love everything I see like a young Zora Neale, tell the oil real too. Got a good sense of humor and reality too. Hold on to that and your sexuality too. Cause they gonna try to take that too. White makeup, they gonna try to make that you. The literary references, you know, Emily Towns and Toni Morrison and now Zora Neale Hurston. So you see like black women authors throughout the verse to recognize their work and how powerful and meaningful it's been for my life. But also just a shout out to the sisters who can look at themselves and love themselves and have a little sass and class and be able to say, I don't care what you think, I love me, you know. And that's those old pictures of Zora Neale Hurston on the Harlem Renaissance. That's what I'm thinking about when I'm writing that, and telling everybody, every young woman, you know, to look at your life and to, you know, some people say, well, to be a good woman, I have to be very smart, or I have to be obedient, or I have to be whatever. But like, don't lose your sexuality, because that's another thing that the world will try to do, is to say, oh, if you're gonna be a woman, you need to lose your sexuality. The books like Lean In and other kind of things that try to say like, oh, the model woman is one who's becoming like a man, or is a more masculine man. And I'm trying to say, nah, hold on to your sexuality. That's a beautiful thing. That's a gift. And people gonna try to take that from you. People gonna try to put that white makeup on you and try to say you ain't good until you white, until you acting outside of your culture, because there's something wrong with your culture. But it's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful thing. And so just trying to share that love and share that hope with the sisters out there, from me and to my daughters, you know. Like a lot of men, I didn't realize until later in life how sexist the world is and how dangerous a place it can be for women to live. It wasn't really until I had my own daughters and was living in a house with 3 women where it was like, dang, I say this stuff or I do this stuff that perpetuates this evil and this violence against women all the time. And I've really been more conscious about the things that I say and the things that I show them, so that they can see a man who respects them and is giving them their dignity and all of that, because you're going to lead a world and you're not going to see any of that. And so I wanted to tell them that they're beautiful and beloved, no matter what everything else is being said about them, and no matter what's being perpetuated on media and everything else, like they could hear that message coming from their dad. And that's for all the girls out there.